I didn't make you guys go live yet.
He's a big guy. Alright, good evening everybody. Welcome to the green white checkered broadcast tonight of the Area 51 Racing League here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. So we're running the Cup Series tonight. I think it's more likely than not going to be another exciting one. I say these cars definitely can put on some serious action here. So looking forward to it tonight. Say drivers are right now doing qualifying. So they got about 4.5 minutes or so to put down their best lap. Say 2 laps are what they're able to run, and then from there, just gonna kind of wait and see how it shakes out. Say they just got on track, so it's still gonna be a little bit before we see some times popping up on the board, but it looks like we have, I think it was around 40 drivers for tonight. So I didn't get the exact count, but we'll definitely keep an eye and see how many we have for the evening. Reminder here at the Area 51 Racing League, they run 2 faster pairs. In addition to that, they also are set up for 3 green-white checkers for the race. So those are things to keep an eye out for tonight. Um, just kind of depends on how the race goes, if they need it or not. So it'll be exciting to see how things go. So say we'll let these guys finish up their qualifying laps, and then we'll get the grid going here in just a moment. Alright, qualifying is just about complete. So there are still currently 2 more cars left on track at the moment. Looks like some are going to plan on starting towards the back, see if they can help their cause out here. It looks like it's going to possibly be Larry. Yep, looks like it's going to be Larry Yingling able to hold off Zach Bowerman for the pole position here by just over 200ths of a second. So say as we're getting set up to grid here, say we'll hop over to the So I don't think 71's on track quite yet. However, let's go through the starting grid as they start getting set up here. And so we want to make a mention that tonight's race, the pole award, get this all working right here. There we go. So the Regal Pole Award tonight is going to go to Larry Yingling in that number 67 car. He will be starting first tonight. And want to mention for those who are unaware, Regal operates one of the largest and most geographically diverse theater circuits in the United States, consisting of 7,211 screens in 549 theaters in 42 states, along with America's Samoa, the District of Columbia, Guam, and Saipan. Regal believes that the size, reach, and quality of the company's theater circuit provides its patrons with a convenient and enjoyable movie-going experience. Regal is committed to being the best place to watch a movie, bar none. So I want to thank Regal again for sponsoring this pole award, which tonight goes to Larry Yingling in that number 67 car. So I believe he will be $10 richer tonight, be it either through just a direct PayPal deposit, or he can put it towards his iRacing credits. So he'll be excited about that. Obviously, his goal is going to be try to win this race as well. So we're going to go through the grid here. So joining Larry on the front row, we have the 97 of Zach Bowerman. In the third position, we have Maxwell Caldwell in the 94, Aaron Davidson in the 003. In the fifth position, you have Mark Brown in the 111, Levi Cox in the 14. In row 4, we have Jack Walls in the 83, Ryan Kelly in the 13. And then rounding out the top 10, we have Brandon Clark in the 85 and Chad Wilkes in the 121. So pace car just started to roll here. So we're going to kind of keep going through the rest of the grid as they get up to speed here to get that pace lap underway. It looks like from about 26th on back, those drivers did not take a qualifying time. They're going to kind of probably try to see if they can let things settle in a little bit and then go from there. So John Mullins is the last car that put a time in, and the rest are taking a provisional at that point. So coming around here on the back stretch, going to go green this time by. Again, they go on the green flag. There is no jumping. They don't have control of the starts based on when the pace car goes off. A little bit more fair for everybody. Looking forward to it tonight. So we have 100 laps at Chicagoland tonight. Again, they're able to put these laps around 29, 30 seconds. Pace will slow down as things go. So I'll have to kind of see what the field numbers are for the drivers and everything. But I think it's going to be an exciting one tonight. So you got the 67 and 97 on the front row. And we're going to see what they're able to do here. Again, I'm probably going to see some 2 and 3 wide for a while until the tires start wearing in a little bit. So you're just waiting for the green flag, and it is out. Actually, the 97 of Zach Bowerman gets a really nice start here. You're going to see if he can maybe make something happen. Get that arc he needs to, but right there again you can see that bottom line just makes a big run through as they're just still building the momentum, and this might be the perfect thing here for the for that 67 and the 94 who are teammates. They'll be working together here, and you can see already they're trying to protect that bottom line as they go 3 wide there into turn 3 with the 13. Ryan Kelly, as they said, it looks like caution has come out. So you can take a look here. Looks like unfortunately the 071 of Eric Laurie was involved. So we'll go take a look. Yeah, he's got definitely some nose crinkle on there, a little bit of back end damage as well. This looks like the 66 also was involved. Yeah, he's down on the grass. Looks like he may have gotten away with it, may have just gone for a slide there. So let's take a look and see what happened here to that 071 car. Looks like also involved the 116. So we'll stay with Eric here in the 071. Take a look, see what happened here. Oh, yeah, something happened to Eric there. Let's go back and see. Looks like, he may have just, I think he may have just caught the wall enough. So try to find a better angle for everybody to see it here. So I think he just kind of caught the wall and tried to catch it because this backstretch has a little bit of a curve to it. And it's really easy to throw you off. It's right there. He gets that 116, goes around. Really good avoidance from those guys behind. Looks like, Oh, as I say that, the 44 gets in there as well. Oh, and the 38 takes a good shot as well. And that's where the 66 got involved at the very end of that one. So there are a few cars that took some pretty decent hits there, unfortunately. Um, However, I say some of them I think we'll be able to get away with just doing some, just maybe just get some regular repairs done instead of using the fast repair up yet. Um, so say kind of a bit of a split decision. Kind of makes sense. The leaders are going to try to stay out, keep that track position as they run. So it's going to keep that 67 of Larry Yingling out front. And then from the 88 on back, looks like they all went ahead and decided to take a pit, either for tires, fuel, or possibly damage repair. So it's going to be from, looks like, yeah, Michael Spell on back. So about 25 or so cars stayed out, and then from 26 on back went ahead and came and took a pit stop here. Probably just try to, again, maybe start working that strategy here early on in this race. Let's say we just kind of got underway, so not too much change in the top 10 at the moment, of course. Let's say just a few positions here and there. Unfortunately, I'd say I think the one that took a bit of that hit there was the 071. Started 24th. He's now in the 36th position. However, still going to have like about 95 laps to go once the green flag flies again, so we'll be in pretty good shape there. And as I say that, the lights are out on the pace car, so we'll be going green this time by. And we'll get these guys. So you got a few guys topping off here. Looks like the 88, the 38, the 87, the 007, and the 44. So they're all coming out of the pits right now. They're going to try to get lined back up here. And then, yeah, we're going to get going again. We're going to put it back into the hands of that 67. Now he's got his teammate to the outside of him. So we're going to see if there's anything that he can do, if there's going to be any strategy here for trying to find a way to get those two lined back up. I think that 97 of Zach Bowerman and Levi Cox are going to try to make sure that they can't work together too much here early on in the race and try to make them have to mix it up and work for it a little harder here. Alright, pace car is off. It's going to put it back into the hands of that 67 car. Green flag is out, and he gets a really good start there. He's able to clear the 67 right off the bat, and that really, let's say 97 is going to follow him right on through, so they're going to go 1-2 here, and the 94 is going to have his hands full there. I believe that was with the, I think he's at the 003. He has the 03 of Aaron Davidson, so he gets a good start as well. It goes from 5th to 3rd there in that start, just not the restart the 94 was looking for. And same thing also opens that door for that 13 Ryan Kelly. He's going to try to jump to the inside as well and see if he can make that happen. So this is where they have to be a little careful. So it's going to get really dicey. Cars are going to be all kind of clustered together here. So it's easy to make an aggressive move that might wind up biting as things go. But as I said, that 97, he's going to go for the lead. He makes a good charge there off of turn 2. He's got the run entering 3 here, and so I think he might be able to clear him on entry. It just depends if the 97 is able to keep the momentum up. But no, that's going to be the 97 here. Zach Bowerman, he's going to take the lead here off of turn 4. He's going to lead this lap on lap 7 with 94 to go here. Keep an eye out, so you can kind of see they're starting to spread up a little bit. Ryan Kelly right now is the first car that's kind of 2x2. Let's say the first 4 or so are single file. But yeah, right now the Ryan Kelly in the 13, he's running side by side there with the 121 and the 14. That's Levi Cox and Chad Wilkes. And you got the 63 of Logan Helton right behind those guys as well. And then Jack Walls in the 83 with that Regal sponsorship. Again, thank them for the pull award that they're sponsoring for this series here. But yeah, right now the Ryan Kelly's just not in the spot you want to be. He's kind of just pinned to the top right now. There's just, with the grip and everything with these cars, the way the motors are a bit restricted, it's just the bottom line's the place to be right now. So if Ryan kind of keep his tires a little bit happier than maybe what his competition's going to have, I'll say that's going to come back into play. I think there will be some momentum on the top side, but right now, yeah, the bottom line is definitely the place to be as things run at the moment. we'll move back here just a little bit. So you got David Leclerc in the 12th position in the 50 car. So he's following this battle right there between the 48 of James Ledford and the 85 of Brandon Clark. As I say that, he gets a little bit. Oh yeah, say they get contact there. He's got damage there on the front of his car. Say Ledford's got some damage, I think, to the right and the rear of his as well. So at this point, I say there was no yellow, nobody spun there. So it's going to definitely, that's going to hurt David Leclerc's performance on the top end for sure. So he's going to just have to try to limp this thing along, wait and hope for a yellow. That way he can use one of those fast repairs to get that damage taken care of as it goes 3 wide around him. So that was the 116 and the 12. Let's say, and the same thing right now. That 48's also struggling. Same. I bet he has a decent bit of damage. That car's probably not driving at its best either right now. So they're trying to see if they can get this all settled out. But say you've got some cars that want to get around all of these guys. So you got to be really careful. As the 11's going to try to take it 3 wide here. He gets on through there. It's Ken Worley. So he's going to get that spot and say, as I say that, they're still jockeying for position back here. As this is around now around the 20th or so position. You got Ken right now, I believe, is just moved into the top 20. I think maybe around 19th or so with that move he put on. Yeah, let's say that moves up into the 19th position. You saw the 12. He's trying to make things happen here as well. So, however, as all that's been going on, I say up front, it's kind of been still kind of status quo. You say, as I say that, it is not status quo anymore. You got the 03 of Aaron Davidson. He's going to take the lead there. And then right behind him, Larry Yingling is going to follow through there. And it's going to move the leader, Zach Boardman, from first to third just in that set of turns there. Just, again, the way the momentum works with these guys. So, yeah, so put that 03 of Aaron Davidson into the lead here. And we're on lap 13 of 100. So you can see they've kind of checked out from the field a little bit. So these three kind of separated themselves. As I say that, there goes the 97. He's going to make another run down under Larry. Looks like now that top line's starting to get a little bit of momentum, so that's definitely helping out. But then you have the second group here with Levi Cox on back. You got Maxwell Caldwell, Logan Helton, Chad Wilkes, Ryan Kelly, Jack Walls, and let's see who else is in that pile here. Brandon Clark. Those guys are all kind of just in this little second little gaggle of cars, really, trying to see who can kind of get out front of there and try to lead that pack back up to them. So right now they're about a second or so off the leaders, which is just outside of that drafting range, which is really important the way these cars run here. So we'll also see if they're able to kind of drag back up in there. And see the 83 and the 85 right now are fighting for that 9th and 10th position. So they saw Ryan Kelly make a lunge there, try to get on that inside of the 121. Just couldn't make it happen yet. But right now they're definitely jockeying for a position. And behind them you have the 3 of Brandon Thomas. He's got, they're probably in a nice little calm group, I would say, at this point. Right now in the 11th position, you got him, you've got Mark Brown, and then Tommy Labar right behind them as well. Kind of a nice little group there. Say all single file, just a little bit of a gap between each of them. So that's kind of for me, that's kind of the more comfortable way to drive here at this point in the race. Behind them, you got John Mullins in the 116. And then right behind him is Cody Cox in the 9. Let's see, and then say one of the... Actually, I'd say John Mullins has actually made a really good move so far. He started 25th, and he's up into the 14th position already. So that's a really good start for that 116 car. And then, yeah, so right behind Cody Cox, you have the 76 of Jim Brooks. Same thing, kind of in just a little calm spot at the moment. With Ken Worley, we mentioned him shortly earlier. Following him in that nice chrome car. Right now in the 17th position, started 27th, so he's gained 10 spots here since the start. Good start for him as well. Right behind them, you got Corey Lane in the 10. And then rounding out the top 20, you've got Bud Steele in the 6 in the 19th position. And then right behind him is Gabe Butler in the 1 car. So that's the top 20 for the moment. So I'm going to jump back up front because it looks like Aaron Davidson's been able to... Well, no, he hasn't been able to... I was looking at the intervals, and it looked like it was a bigger gap than it was, but it is not. So you got those top 3 still going after it pretty aggressively. But again, they've got about... You can see that gap right there. They've got about a second or so on that second pack of cars from 4th on back. Maxwell Caldwell and Chad Wilkes are trying to see if they can kind of charge back up there. especially if these leaders keep dicing the way they are. There's definitely a good chance of it because now they're kind of on their own here, and they're not having to worry about those cars that are right behind them. So they're making a pretty good charge there together with that 94 and the 121 here. As we're at lap 19 of 100, say we're coming complete right now, or we're going to start, I should say, lap 20, which will be just over 80 to go here. So say tire wear is starting to start kind of showing its face here, because Chicago actually, the surface has aged a decent bit here, and so it actually does wear the tires if you're not careful. If you're too abusive on it, it'll definitely come back to haunt you as things go on. So there is that balance that you really need to take on the tires at this point in the race here. I'm looking at lap times right now. Actually, that last time by, Maxwell Caldwell was the fastest car on track by about 0.2 of a second. He ran a 30.5 to the leader's 30.7, 30.8. So he's on a charge right now. So we'll see how things cycle through this time by. And again, is about a tenth or so a second quicker. They were in a 30.7s, and he was in a 30.6. So that 94 car is making a charge here. And then I just noticed that we have that intervals being all goofy again. So I'm gonna cycle my ATVO here. That way you guys can actually get some accurate info here. So let me switch this just a moment. So I apologize for the difficulties there, but let's say we'll stay with you here. We'll get this fixed, and then we'll get back at it. So it's the joys of technology. There's always little things you have to figure out as you're going along. But we've had this happen before, and we got it figured out pretty quickly, so not too worried about it. Alright, so let's get this back loaded up here. Alright, there we go. We are back updated here. So again, apologies, appreciate your patience on that one. So right now though, it's a good battle up front. So you can see right there that 94, he's caught this group, so he's done a really good job working his way back up to the front here. So now you got that little 4-car battle for the lead, and say Chad Wilkes isn't too far off as well. He's starting to chase these guys down as well. And say double check. Okay, yeah, no. Oh, let me fix this guy because we are under green. Yeah, saying that I think that 94 may have saved his stuff a little better than these leaders, because he's just kind of picking them down one by one here. So again, really good job here by Maxwell Caldwell. He's made a really good charge here. So we're gonna see if he's able to also get by the 97 and then the 003. There we go. So waiting for that to update as well. So while they're fighting there, so I saw we have a fan of Brandon Thomas in the 3 car, so I appreciate that, Killer Cowboy. So let's go take a look, see how he's doing here. So he right now is running in the 12th position, started in the 15th spot, and he is working over that the 116 of John Mullins. So he's at a pretty good start. Say car's still looking clean. Let's say you got the very patriotic Merca scheme, so always a fun one to see on that car. So yeah, so far having a pretty good run here for himself. So he's got a couple cars behind him. There's a bit of if he can get around that 11 car, there's a bit, or sorry, the 116 car for the 11th position. There's a bit of a gap between them and the next car in the top 10, which is the 63 of Logan Helton. So we're gonna jump back up front here because these guys are, like I said, they're still trying to dice it out here. See, I say that's not the leaders, so I clicked the wrong car number. Apologies. There they are. And yeah, so as we were showing that 3 car, so the 94's gotten around the 97 is Zach Borman, and so he's going to be setting his sights now on Aaron Davidson. Aaron's led a handful of laps here so far. He's kind of had control of this race, I'd say, for a little bit now. It's kind of been like a 2-3 car race between that 003, the 67, the 97. So now the 94 is going to try to put his stamp on here as well. So pretty good start here for it. And as I'm looking at the intervals too, and some of these guys are starting to close their way back in. Ryan Kelly in the 13, we'll jump back over to him here. say he's not too far away from these guys. Same thing, he was actually the fastest car that last lap by about a tenth of a second or so. The lap times have fallen off just over a second and a half. So they started off in like the low 29s and now they're up into the high 30s. So just kind of shows how quick these tires are wearing. Say they've got about 29 laps on this run so far. Just a couple caution laps at the very beginning. So tires should still be in pretty good shape here. Just based on that part of it, but I'll say I'm not sure what the fuel run is. I would guess it's going to be in the 30s range. So if that's accurate, I'm going to guess these guys are going to probably try to pit right around that lap, like 34, 35 range, something like that. That way they can make it on 2 stops. So we'll just kind of see how that strategy goes. And again, that last time by that 13 of Ryan Kelly, again, fastest car on the track here. Say we're right on board with him. So he's been making some pretty good time. You can see right there, he tries to get that to hook right to that white line if he can. And that's really the goal in these cars is you just got to be really aggressive on the throttle. You got to really jump back into it here with the way these cars drive. So you'll see he's going to get out of it a little bit. And then once he can get it to start rotating, that's when it's time to get right back onto the gas. That last time by, he lost a little bit of time to that 67 of Larry Yingling, not too much. Say Larry's actually starting to try to chase down that lead pack again as well on his side, but not too far behind. Ryan Kelly is the 85 of Brandon Clark, and then Levi Cox as well is about just over a second behind. So right now, I'd say about the top 6 or so have really separated themselves from the field, and so that's I think right now where the fight is. But as I say that, we're going to hop up to the 94 because he's making a move for the lead here. He's going to try to make the top side work over that 03 car. And I feel like the bottom is where you need to be, but what he can do is, what I think he's actually trying to do right now, as you saw, is try to get that big arc off the exit and get that momentum that he needs to make it happen. And say these cars obviously have a really big draft here, so the 03 is going to be he has the clean air, which is an advantage, but the drag that these things produce, that's going to be a big disadvantage there. You see right there, the 94 holds it really nicely to the bottom. I don't know if he's going to have enough momentum yet to try to make a move. However, he's right there. He's going to try to definitely take advantage of this as soon as he can. So he gets a really good run off of 4 here. You're going to see, let's say the 03 is going to protect the bottom. And that's going to, and that's why you're seeing that 94 try to make that top side work as they get really close on entry there. So I think what he's doing right now is the perfect approach. Is he needs to kind of almost try to see if he can make a crossover happen where enter a little bit high, try to get a better arc, and then try to get underneath that car. That way he can't protect the bottom. And again, he's got a little bit of probably not an advantage, but he's got his teammate behind him with that 67. So I'm guessing he won't put too much pressure on him. As I say that we are now at lap 35, so we've got 66 to go. So if it is a 2-stop strategy, which I'll say, as I say that, I see a bunch of cars hitting the pits, the 97, the 76, the 11. So you see the 94 got really tight there. That's going to open the door for that 67 and take that second position, see if he can make something happen now for the lead. I'd be willing to bet you're going to see a lot of these leaders hit the pits here in just a few laps. Right now, these guys are stretching out a little bit further, but a handful of the drivers that did make a pit stop, they're going, like I kind of mentioned, they're trying to split it just about in thirds here. So we're going to have to kind of see. That's going to be also, again, once things cycle, we're going to have to look at the tire difference on the lap times with these guys. However, those that did pit are going to they're going to be rooting for this to stay green because they do not want to be trapped a lap down, just the way this race is going to potentially pan out there. So I saw 94 was under attack there from the 121. Not able to get him yet, but he's definitely putting a challenge up. That's Chad Wilkes in the 94. And as I say that, the 67 is going to try to do that same topside move, see if he can make something happen, get that momentum around the 03. He's able to make that topside work this time. He's got the momentum. It's just once you get into the turn, though, it's that shorter distance that's where the critical part is. And so say as I'm watching the lap times, so right now the leaders are running in the high 30s, low 31s, whereas Jack Walls just ran a 29.6 on one of his first few laps out from the pits. So, I mean, if they wait too long, they're going to probably lose some track position, at least for the short run. They'll obviously have a little bit of a gain for the long run here, but that's just one of those things you have to be careful about. But Larry's really trying to make this topside work. He's got good momentum. It's just whether or not he can get the car to rotate the way he needs to, and then get the exit. As I say, that 03 touches the apron just a little bit. I think that's going to slow his momentum down. That may just be what Larry needed, and it is. He's able to clear that 03. He's going to drop to the bottom here, and then he's going to try to kind of control the pace of this race at this point now. I'm saying as now that the 67 did, the 94 saw that, and he's like, all right, now it's my turn to try. So he's going to try to get to the outside of that 03 car and see if he can make something happen. And then you see right behind them is the 50, and he's got new tires. I say he just pitted, so that's where he's got to be really careful. You see right there, he just ran right up onto the back of that 121 car. So he's got fresh tires, lots of grip, but he's just got to figure out where he can go to make something happen. And right now, with them running 2x2, his options are extremely limited, and so he's going to have to be real careful to try to make this happen as they're running 2x2 in front of him. He's going to go all the way to the top here, make it 3 wide, clear the 94, try to clear the 03, and then get around that 67. That way he can get, get actually one of his 2 laps back. So that's going to be even more critical for him here, is to try to get both, get that first one down. That way, worst case scenario, should a caution come out, he can do the wave around. So say he was able to do that. He's now in front. You can see just how big of a gap he was able to put once he got that clean air. And so that's what you're going to see once these once these pit stops cycle for the leaders as well. They're gonna be behind. So got a second group of cars pitting here on lap 41 with 60 to go. Looks like it was Brandon Thomas in the 3, Tommy Labar, Gabe Butler, let's see, Joe DeLavecchia, Brad Jenkins, and Eric Laurie. Oh, as I see that, say 03 overshot his pit stall there. You can see, oh, he actually may have just made, I'm not sure if he hit the commitment cone or not, or if there is a commitment cone or not, so I'll have to keep an eye on where he comes out. But yeah, he definitely tried to get everything he could there on entry, so that's going to be something we'll have to keep an eye on, see where he comes out. But up front, though, you can see the 67, he's kind of stretched it out here. And so now he's got the 94's got his hands full, the 121. However, you got to be really careful at 14 Levi Cox. To say you're going to have, again, fresh tires versus old tires. And just got to try to do what you can here. So I saw one more entering the pits. I think that was the 13 of Ryan Kelly. Yeah, this is the 13 that just entered. So it's definitely a pretty big cycle here on the pit strategy to see who's where right now. So they're still staying green. Looks like it's kind of a 2 strategy setup right now. Say, as you see that the 121 is going to try to take the lead here from the 94, or not take the lead, take the second spot from the 94 car. But again, it's really hurting these guys behind them. They have the fresh tires, they need to go, they need to make the use of them. But when they're 2x2, their options are limited. You see the 14 is going to try to make this bottom happen here, which could open them up for a counterattack from the 94 car, but hasn't quite. Oh no, actually I'm way off. 94 is on the same strategy. He's just done a really good job on his tires. So he's actually on the same strategy. He has not pitted yet, so he's fighting actually for position right now. It's the cars behind him, like the 66 and the 9 and the 85, I believe that was. These guys have not pitted yet, or have pitted, and so you can see right there just the speed that they have. So you say the 14 is able to get around the 94 there, and so he's going to see if he can set his sights on the second place. But while all this is going on, I say Larry's enjoying that. So he's kind of stretching his lead out here. He's about a 1/10.5 quicker than those guys behind him as they're fighting for position. But I'm going to hang out here, though, with these guys because this is where things are getting dicey. As I say that, you can see right here, there's pit stops going on. It looks like 14's in, 94's in, 121. Oh, they're going to all try to pit together here. Wow. That was that was exciting there. I wasn't sure if they were all going to make it there, so they did a really good job getting through all that. So we're going to see. I think that's going to leave John Mullins. Yep, John Mullins in the 116. He's going to stay on track still for the moment. He's run 44 laps so far in this run. I believe he was one that topped off that last time by, as well as you have Raymond Rittenauer's a ways back behind him, and then Matt Quick as well. So those are the 3 that have not pitted yet. So I think when everything cycles through, it's going to move Zach Bowerman to the lead here once everybody else cycles through. As I say that, here comes John Mullins in the 116. Really aggressive entry there. Hopefully he's able to get down to speed. So then we'll jump back here to Raymond Rittenauer. See, yep, he's in as well. And then the last one of that was the 38 of Matt Quick. And he's going to stay out here, so he's stretching this one as far as he can. It looks like he's on lap 44 of the run. So he's doing what he can. I don't think, yeah, he won't be able to make it at this rate on from here because right now we're at lap 47 with 54 to go. I'm guessing he's gonna probably come in this time. I could be wrong. I've definitely have had that happen plenty of times. But yeah, so it looks like it is gonna cycle to Zach Borman as the leader once Matt Quick decides to make this pit stop, which stays out another lap. So he's making really good numbers right now on that 38 car, the Grumpy Cat machine that I like to call it, as you see on the back there and on the hood. It's always a really fun paint scheme to see. I'm sure that's one that catches the driver's attention when they're around him on track. So, but right now he's doing a really good job. I'd say he's working the strategy. We'll see if it pans out or not, because if he can stretch it far enough, I'd say he's on lap 45 of the run. We've got 53 to go, so he can't make it yet. However, he's going one more time around, so every lap he can go, it's definitely opening up the potential of it. The problem is right now he's about 2 seconds a lap slower than the leaders right now. Because again, they have the fresher tires, although they're starting to wear down a little bit. But they're definitely hauling the mail on these guys right now. So say, well, he's kind of cruising. I'll keep an eye and make sure if he has a pit stop or not. But right now, the second place car, not too far behind here, is the 97 of Zach Borman. He pitted about 15 laps ago or so. Which is about 10 laps earlier than Larry Yingling and Levi Cox, Ryan Kelly and company. So, and as I say, that 38 is on the pits, in the pits, I should say, Matt Quick. So it's going to move right now. Zach Borman in the 97 to the lead. That 00, I believe it's, yeah, the 00. I think that is not for position. I'm trying to see. I think that's Timothy Wright trying to get his lap back. He's got slightly fresher tires, so that's really important for him as well. Should a caution come out, that's really going to help his chances to kind of recover from where he is on track right now. But yeah, so that's going to put the 97 out front. And then in second place is the 83 of Jack Walls. Let's say he pitted just one lap earlier than Zach Borman. And then behind him, you've got Logan Helton in the 63. Jim Brooks in the 76. Well, it was Jim Brooks in the 76, but here comes Levi Cox Larry Yingling with a huge head of steam. This guy right now, he's got 10 lap fresher tires, so he's going to feel really good. He's running about at least a half a second faster or so than these leaders. They're going right now. So I'm saying there it is, the 63 of Logan Helton. Maxine. I didn't. So that was just by chance that I mentioned him right before I saw your note there. So you got Logan Helton right now in the 63. Started 12th, is running in the 3rd position. I believe will be in the 4th position. However, he's having a really good run there. I think his pit strategy is working really well for him as things run. Just right now, Larry's got the fresh tires. Definitely trying to take advantage of those and chase that leader down in the 67 car. So, yeah, really good job for him at the moment. We've passed halfway, so we're at lap 53 of 100. So there's 48 to go. But right now, the driver to watch is that 67 of Larry Yingling. He's now up into the 2nd position, and he's hunting down that 97. He's there already, and he's only not even 10 laps into the run. So Larry had a plan, and looks like it's definitely working so far. He's going to go to the top side here, see if he can get around that 97, and then he's going to probably from there just probably try to pace himself and figure out what the best strategy is from the rest of this race here. So there he goes. That's going to move the 67 of Larry Yingling into the lead. So while things are a little bit spread out, I think they're starting to cycle through here. So we'll just go through the field as best we can here and let you know how everybody's doing. So again, we'll start with the leader, Larry Yingling. He's led 13 of the laps so far, now 14. Started first, now in the lead again. In second place is the 97 of Zach Borman. Started second, currently second. He has led 11 laps, again, on a slightly different pit strategy. And third now is the 14 of Levi Cox. He's kind of on the same pit strategy as Larry Yingling. He's done a really good job as well. Seems like he has some really good long run speed on there. Started 6th, currently in the 3rd position, working on that 2nd position here pretty shortly. And 4th is the 83 of Jack Walls. He started 7th, is in the 4th, and he's kind of in the same pit strategy as Zach Borman, where they kind of pitted around that lap 35 or so mark. In 5th is Logan Helton. So he started 12th in 5th, as I mentioned. So he's been moving his way up again. Really good run for him so far. In the 6th position is the 13 of Ryan Kelly. He is one of the ones that pitted a little later than these guys, so he's got about 8 or so lap fresher tires. So he's going to try to see if he can make his way forward here. In that 13 car, started 8th. And then, let's see, we got in 8th, we got the 121 of Chad Wilkes. So he started 10th, and he was up front earlier, so I think he just kind of maybe hasn't had the pit stops go the way he was looking for, unfortunately. Lost a little bit of time there, it looks like, based on where the others were that pitted with him. In the 9th position is the 76 of Jim Brooks. He started in the 22nd position and is up into 9th, so that's a really good run based on where he started there. So his strategy is working pretty well for him so far. Probably will need a caution to get kind of cycled through back up with the field. And then rounding out the top 10 you have right there is the 11 of Ken Worley. He started 27th and is already up to the 10th position, so he's also had a really good run here, making his way towards the front. So that is the top 10 as things run right now. Say back up front, you've still got the 67 of Larry Yingling leading the way. He's really just honestly set pace at this point. He's got about 2.5 seconds leads over now the 14 of Levi Cox. And so lap time wise, he's also still even quick. He's also quicker than Levi too, by about 2/10 that last time by. So not sure if Levi may have been trying to pass for a position or a lap car, something like that. However, he's doing a really good job, I'd say. So Larry's gonna see if he can work this pole position into a win here tonight. That last time by, they were pretty close in time. They both ran a 30.6. Larry was just about half a tenth quicker. But again, there's still a lot of time left. And then, say pit strategy wise, I'd say the pits will probably the window will open. I would say in about 10 laps or so. So right now we're about to complete lap 61 of 100, which is going to be 40 to go here as he crosses the line. So these guys are put on a really good pace right now, trying to make things happen. I'm saying while things are still staying, I'll say we'll go the 11th through basically just the rest of the lead lap here. So in the 11th position is the 003 of Aaron Davidson. So he was the one that I was worried about if he had missed the pit entry or not. So I'm not sure, honestly, if he did or not. I don't want to go back and mess things up during the race to check on it. However, he's running in the 11th position, started 4th, led some laps. He was definitely one that was up there, so I think he's going to want something to happen to move himself back up into contention here. So we mentioned the 3 a little earlier of Brandon Thomas. He started 15th, is running 12th. He's had a pretty good run so far as well, just kind of keeping things clean. In 13th is John Mullins. So he's got fresher tires right now than the 3 car, so he's going to try to probably work him over pretty quick here. Started 25th and is in the 13th position. Then you got the 111 of Mark Brown, and he is started 5th, currently running 14th. Pretty much similar strategy than those around him. Right behind him is the 007 of David Adamson. He's got about 4 lap fresher tires, so he's going to try to see if he can make something happen there as well. Let's say from starting the 28th spot, so that's a really good gain for him. And you got the 12 of Robert Richards, not too far back behind these guys as well. Started 16th, actually no, sorry, started 17th, running 17th, so he's right where he was. And then right behind him is Bud Steele. And started 11th, is currently in the 17th position. Say same kind of on the same roughly pit strategy as those around him. Then you got, let's see, Tommy Labar in the 57, not too far behind. Actually just got around Bud Steele, I should mention, so that's going to put him into the 17th position now. Started 18th. Then you got the 10 of Corey Lane is in the 19th spot. 19th spot, started 14th. And then rounding out the top 20 is the 1 of Gabe Butler. So he started in the 23rd position, running 20th, so he's kind of roughly around where he started. Same thing, just kind of a clean race so far for him. Let's see, we got the 808 of Brad Jenkins. Started in the 26th position, so he's made a few spots up here. So I really like that paint scheme on that car. It's a nice looking retro scheme here. You got the 118 of Nathan Aldrich. Started 32nd up to 22nd, so he's gained 10 spots already. So that's pretty good for as green as things have been to say it's going to be tough to make that much ground. We mentioned slightly earlier the 052 of Joe Della Vecchia. Started in the 29th position and is running 23rd. So just notice that the Raymond Rittenauer just pitted here with 35 to go. So I think that's right as the window's just about to open. And so we mentioned earlier the 071. Eric Laurie had that incident early on in the race there. So he's recovered pretty well. I mean, he was back in the 30s because he had to get the damage repaired and everything like that. So he's doing pretty well here. Jack Walls also is now in the pits as well. Let's see, where are we leaving off? James Ledford in the 48. He was in that earlier, in, I think that first caution, I believe, as well. Or no, sorry, he was in the incident with the 50 of David Leclerc. So it looks like he used one of his faster pairs also. Curling in the 25th position, but still hanging in there though. And of course they're running near each other on track because right behind him on position is David Leclerc in the 50 car. I believe he is at the moment the first car one lap down. As I say, more and more pit stops are happening here. See Logan Helton, Zach Borman, John Mullins, Bud Steele, Joe Della Vecchia. These guys are all in the pits right now getting service on their cars. So this is their strategy. They're going to divide it into thirds here. So we're going to have to see if Larry's going to stick with his strategy and go a little longer, or if that's going to kind of make him blink and jump sooner. So it's going to be something to keep an eye on. As the 63 comes out right next to that one, I think it was at the 113, I want to say it was. Or 116? That's hard to see. I think it's 116. So they're going to cycle through here. But back up front, though, say Larry Yingling's still up front. So he's got about a 3-second lead right now over Levi Cox. Their lap times are running really similar right now. Maxwell Caldwell, he's moved his way up into the 3rd position. Well, as I say that, though, Chad Wilkes, he just got around him for a position there in the 121. So we've got a good little fight, actually, from about 3rd on back here. So let's jump over to these guys, because, yeah, there's a good little battle with the 3 of them. Just notice Jim Brooks just hit the pit road as well. Gabe Butler's in. So, yeah, a lot of these guys are starting to make that last pit stop here. Should it stay green? All these guys can definitely make it to the end. It's just kind of the strategy now of when you want to blink. So where Larry is right now, he's in a pretty good spot. As I say that, Levi Cox is in. So he's going to try to short pit a little bit here and maybe see if he can catch Larry out and make something happen that way. So we're going to have to keep an eye on Larry, see if he's going to react to this pit stop by the 2nd place car or not. He did not pit that time, so right now these guys are that's going to move Chad Wilkes now into that 2nd position, but these guys are 6 seconds behind Larry right now, so there's a ways to go. So yeah, as I say, we're going to kind of have in that same boat again where we have a lot of new tires versus old here, so that's going to be something to definitely keep an eye on with everybody. So you're trying to see, like I say, you're going to see here the 48 of James Ledford, as you see on the inside of there. He's got new tires, and again, we're going to see what those tires can do. They're going to probably be about 2 seconds lap faster. You can see just blows by these guys as if they're standing still here. It just really goes to show you. As I say, caution is out, and that is not what these guys who short pitted wanted to see. And that was the risk of it, unfortunately, and unfortunately it did not work out for some of those guys. So we're going to go back over here to the 67. So you're going to see all these leaders who hadn't pitted yet go ahead and make their pit stops, and then we're going to see a lot of wave runs, I have a feeling. So I'm going to try to see if I can catch where the incident was here, because I don't know where it was. It may have been a pit mistake, possibly, because I'm not seeing. Yes, this is a lot earlier here. So I'm not sure where that incident happened. We'll do is we're going to cycle through these guys real quick. As it says, leaders are in the pits. So I'm going to try to see if I can see anybody that's got some obvious damage that way, something we can look for. But so far, everybody's looking alright. Actually, the 45. Let's see if something happened to Paul Patterson. That looks like very a potential. See, his car's happy here. Oh, there you go. That's the maybe if he didn't call his pits out or something like that in time, or 50 just didn't have anywhere to go here. So let's actually, so you can, we'll ride on board here with that 50, so you can just see how fast things happen here. So that's where the caution came out, unfortunately. Just new tires versus old. Let's say he was making a move on the older. Oh yeah, just at this point there's just nowhere. Oh yeah, there's nothing he can do there. That's unfortunate for David. I believe that's probably where the caution came out. The lights are still on. Oh, yeah, that'll bring the caution out. That's probably what happened here. Yeah, there goes the pace car. So that's what happened, unfortunately. Not ideal situation. So that being said, we are going to see a lot of wave rounds, as I mentioned. So I'm trying to see, looks like the 808 is one of them, and there's one right in front of him as well. That is the one, I believe. So once we get to the one to go here, yeah, there's gonna be. Let's see. I'm keeping an eye to see who's pitting, who's not, because there are a few who are lap down who are still gonna pit, because unfortunately they just aren't in a position to stay out because they'd have to pit in a few laps right afterwards. But it looks like from the 11th position through to about the 24th position or so, 23rd or so, they're all going to be pitting here, or sorry, taking a wave around here. So we're going to have about 10, 11 cars to take this wave around, and so they're going to have to really be kind of on their toes, and once the one to go happens, they're going to have to get going and try to get caught up to the field, because that's a lot of cars behind the pace car. You see the pace car is about to enter 3 here, and you go back all the way to the leader, and he's all the way just kind of in the middle of the backstretch. So he's like, yeah, he's like half a straightaway behind the field right now. So, however, with everything cycling through here, it's gonna be the 67 Larry Yingling leading the race, Chad Wilkes in second, Maxwell Caldwell third, Ryan Kelly in fourth, Brandon Thomas in fifth, Robert Richards in sixth, Tommy Labar in seventh, Nathan Aldrich in eighth, Eric Laurie in ninth, and Jack Walls in the 10th position. So that really worked out for some of those guys to make that happen. As I say that, I believe the one to go has happened. As you can see here, these guys go. They're going to work on getting around that pace car. And there's, like I said, there is a bunch of them. So say we'll hop over here with that 67. You can just see the line of cars here trying to make it all the way around. And then say I think Corey Lane was the last one there that's going to get one of those free passes. And there may have been a car too that also was doing a wave around to go from 2 laps down to 1 lap down. Not sure who offhand, unfortunately, on that front, but so there's going to be a lot of cars now back on lead lap. Some of them are on much older tires. Like I see at least 2 that have like 20 to 30 lap tires, whereas the rest of them have about 5 to 10 laps. So they should be all right. They won't be as fast as leaders with their brand new tires, but at this point they're just happy to be back on the lead lap, and probably are going to hope for a timely caution to get caught back up cycle wise on tires and such to make a charge here at the end. So that puts now 23 cars back onto the lead lap again. And we're going to be putting them back into the hands of that 121 of Larry Yingling, and then next to him is Chad Wilkes in the 121 car. So we're going to keep an eye on once the green flag flies and see what these guys are able to make happen here. So pretty even start for the 2 of them. Say 94 is trying to see if he can get to that bumper. The 67 maybe give him a little bit of a boost, but as they say that, it looks like they're both going to clear that 121. Oh, as Ryan Kelly's going, looks like he's going to try to make it 3 wide there. Oh yeah, they're getting really tight here. They have to be careful not to hook each other. But I say business is picking up. They'll say they can make it to the end here on fuel and tires, and so now's the time to kind of try to start getting aggressive and not lose any of that track position while the tires are in good shape here. So you can see right there, the 57 is going to try to protect that bottom, and again, that's a thing that I noticed for too, is that bottom is going to, as the 12 slides up a little bit there, looks like he's able to get away with it. As the 118 bounces off the wall a little bit again. Say that curved wall, it's a little bit deceiving. Say there's more stuff going on behind these guys. Say they're just kind of, it's getting really dicey. A lot of these guys are getting loose, touching the apron. I think they're all getting really kind of just up on the wheel right now as things are running at the moment. But so you're trying to keep an eye on. I think I saw the 118 was side by side here. It's like, oh, so you saw Bud Steele catch the wall just a little bit. That shouldn't do too much to hurt the car. As I said, the 121 gets a little bit deep in there, washes up. It's going to open the door for Bud Steele to try to get some momentum on the top side. He's working on trying to catch that 85 of Brandon Clark because that's going to be the battle for the Lucky Dog position. I'm going to say 13's in a pretty good battle there with that 57. Looks like he was able to make that happen, get that spot. And up front, I say the front four have kind of checked out, honestly, with Larry Yingling, Maxwell Caldwell, Brendan Thomas, and Chad Wilkes in the 121. Those guys have all kind of snuck away by about a second over the 57, now the 13 of Ryan Kelly. So he's going to have his work cut out for him to try to close that gap back up here. Let's say that last time by, it looks like the 94 was a little faster than the leader, but I'll say they're not too. Again, they just got this run started here, so even though they can make it to the end, you still can't go full tilt here because you're going to burn your tires off if you really get too aggressive too soon. So tire management's still going to definitely play a role here, but say right now though, we got those top four though, they're doing what they need to do here. They're in a pretty good spot. They can definitely take care of their stuff. They don't have to worry about fighting too hard with these guys as things run. We're going to drop back here to 03. I say that's I actually see. Say 071. Oh no, I'm sorry, the 97. So I was getting pretty busy there with the 97 Zach Borman and then Logan Helton. And say they're fighting for a spot. Logan's going to clear him there. So you got the 63 to 14. So apologies for the background noise of my daughter. Apparently. It might be dinner time. We'll find out. 14 of Levi Cox. He's going to move forward as well. So, yeah, say Levi was one of the ones out. He was up front with those leaders. He just went for a different pit strategy, and unfortunately, it just kind of bit him. That's the risk versus reward there. So he's going to all over the back bumper of that 63. He's going to try to make something happen here. Just gets to the inside there. Definitely didn't give him a ton of space to work with, but he's going to try to make that happen there, and this is for the 12th position there. I'm saying just up front there, you got the 03. He's in a pretty tight battle there with the 071 and the 98 as well. Say Aaron Davidson, he was up front earlier. Say just the way these cycles have gone through just has not really helped his cause out, unfortunately. So I saw getting a little bit loose there. Say that's and let them sneak away here. Open the door also for that 14 to try to get by these guys. But yeah, so we're on lap 85 of 100. Say 16 to go here. These guys are definitely kind of picking up, putting them down right now. Up front though, it's pretty much stayed the same. Not too much track position has changed. So you got the 67. So you see a little bit of a gap he's got over the 94. And then the same thing, 94's got a little bit of a gap over the 121 here. And then you got the 03, and then the 13's trying to chase these guys down. He's got to make sure he doesn't burn his stuff up doing it, though, because it's really easy to abuse your tires here too much too soon. That being said, he was the fastest car the last time by, so he's going to see if he can chase these leaders down, and hopefully he'll have some tires to do something with it once he gets there in a few laps. So you're trying to keep an eye on track too to see if there's anything else that's going to. So it looks like we have 3 drivers that have retired from the race. It's the 02 of David Overstreet, the 84 of Andrew Schroeder, and then the 50 of on that last incident, unfortunately, of David Leclerc. So those 3 are out of the race. However, we still have 35 in the race, and we have 22 still on the lead lap. So keep an eye on these guys. So he's still. That last time by, well, that's new tires, so that isn't really not very accurate there. So actually, the last time by, it looks like, yeah, again, Ryan Kelly was the fastest car by about a 1/10 over the front guys, and then by about 2/10 over that 3 car he's chasing right now in front of him. So he's going to see if he can make something happen. I'll say the thing is he's got to make sure when he makes these moves, he's got to kind of make them, clear them, and then get right back after it. Because if you kind of get bogged down there, you can see the 3 definitely gave him plenty of room there. So I think the 3 saw him coming. He's like, you know what? I'm happy with the top 5 right now. We'll see if a caution comes out, changes things up, and go fight for him the next time around. So I mean, that's honestly, that's probably the way I would have done it too if I was the 3. If you catch me from that far back, go for it. I'll see. Maybe hopefully you burn your stuff up, and then I can chase you down here a little later. But as they back up front though, so they still got that 67 Larry Yingling. He's out in front here. Gonna cross the line with 11 to go this time by. Right now the field is pretty spread out. Say they've all got a couple. It looks like car lengths in between right now. The best battle looks like it might be the 071 and the 63 here. So as I say that, they're side by side here, entering turn one. And right behind them is the 98, I believe. I don't know if that's the accurate car number, unfortunately. That's what's showing on the paint scheme. And let's see. I think that's, oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. Oh, as I say that 98 gets a shot there. I say the 071 got loose, or caught the wall, I should say, got into him. That's really, really good heads-up driving there by the 98 to recover that, get to the apron, just to kind of try to get back going again here without bringing out a caution. I'm sure some of them were really banking on one, but others are very happy it didn't happen. So that was really good driving there by that 98 of Roy Wheeler to hang on to that car after getting a little bit of shot to the door when the 071 caught that outside wall in the backstretch, which has opened the door for that 97. He's going to try to make that pass go through here. So kind of the battle of the deers here. So I don't know if there's any sponsorship on the line between these two, who gets the official deer sponsorship, but right now it's going to put that to Zach Borman, able to get back out in front. And however, that 071, he's not giving up though. Say Eric's going to see if he can stick with him there and make something happen. But right now, say that probably lost a little bit of momentum, unfortunately, from that little contact. It may have also even given him a little bit of damage. Yeah, it looks like that right front's got a little crinkle in it, so that's definitely not going to help it run very well. So I just noticed there, Bud Steele. Say, looks like, yep, Logan Helton getting around Bud. Bud's unfortunately right now still one lap down, and second car lap down. He's still trying to see if he can catch that 85 of Brandon Clark. And say, keep an eye on things here. Looks like Maxwell Caldwell maybe start. Yeah, he's closing that gap right now, and his teammate Larry Yingling, and say so. He's closed it down to about just 0.2 of a second or so. And then same thing for that third position. Ryan Kelly's chasing down Chad Wilkes. So we're going to have a battle here for the lead and for the third position here with just 7 to go. So we're on lap 94 of 100, so they're clicking them off really fast here tonight. So trying to see, but I don't want to lose too much of what's going on. So I saw a little bit of a battle here with the 07, the 007, the 76, and then the 111, and actually right behind them as well as the 10. I say, see right there, they're trying to make something happen there. Just doesn't quite have the run he needs at this point. And again, these guys weren't able to, they had to do the wave around, so they don't have quite as good tires as probably they'd like to have, but just trying to make the best of it. So, however, I say with coming up to, we're going to be coming to 5 to go next time by, we're going to go back up front and keep an eye on the battle here. So you're going to see what that 94 is able to do with the leader here. So we'll also keep an eye, I see kind of see in the distance there, that battle for the third position between the 13 and the 121. But right now, though, that last time by, the leaders were just about the same speed, same lap times there, just like 0.03 of a second difference between the two of them. So they're really going after it here. And I think Brandon Thomas may have been trying to save his stuff a little bit, because he's been making some gains on lap times. And actually, so I think it was Jack Walls was one of the faster cars on the track that last time by as well. In the 83, he's in the 5th position. So they're starting to try to, I'll say they're definitely trying to pick it up here. So just got to see if the 94 is able to do anything with the leader here at this point. See, now the goal is to run as low as you can, but not touch that white line. Make sure you get really good arcs in there in the turns. And yeah, say they're just keep an eye on the lap times, and they're pretty much running exactly the same laps here. That last time by, Ryan Kelly was the fastest car on track, about a 1/10 or so quicker than them. So I think his best hope is to try to get to that 3rd position, but I don't think he's just not going to have enough time to get to these leaders here, unfortunately. But still a really good run for him, kind of recovering from the pit strategy and everything that he had going on during this race. So I'm just trying to watch and learn to see what Maxwell's able to do here. You can, I mean, he's hitting his lines right. You can see right there. I'm a little surprised that Larry's going to open the bottom up short. You kind of want to run all the way to that white line, shorten that track a little bit. It's going to kind of potentially open the door a little bit for Maxwell there, but I say we're at 2 to go here. Say my ticker's a little slow at the moment. I'm not sure why. Let's make sure I'm up to date as well. So one of my things is wrong. Oh, I think we're coming to 2 to go here. My apologies. I'm not 100%. One of these is yeah. We'll have to wait and see. Let's say one of my things is saying it's 1 to go. My other one's saying it's 2 to go. So we'll be able to tell here shortly. But let's say up front though, say Larry's going to see what he can do to hang on to this lead. That 94 is going to send it in there. I'm going to go on a limb and say this is the last lap. He's going to give him a little nudge there. Just not enough though. Larry's able to hang on to it here. And that's going to be the 67. It's going to take the win here at Chicago. So really good job there. It looks like the 121 was able to hold off. Yeah, 120 was able to hold off the 13 Ryan Kelly. Say I apologize. I don't know why this is all showing a lap off. So there we go. I think it's just delayed. I think my ATVO is having some troubles there tonight. However, say the winner tonight is going to be that 67 of Larry Yingling. So he did a really good job there tonight. So you can see he's gonna get down to the apron, probably get a little bit of a congratulations, but why'd you have to beat me again? From his teammate in that 94 car. So I'll say we'll keep an eye on Larry celebrating. See if we can find some of our drivers here tonight and have a chat with them. Let them see how their race went. So let's go and I'm gonna take a look. So we're gonna start off if he's here with Chad Wilkes, and I think he was here last time. I don't see a Chad Wilkes yet, so we will jump to the second place finisher of Maxwell Caldwell in the 94 cars. They just didn't quite have it there. Say grabbing you here, 94 Maxwell Caldwell. Say so I'm giving a little bit of a shot there in 3 and 4, just not quite enough to kind of get him off his line there to try to make it happen there. But say it looked like you had a really good long run car. Just unfortunately had to probably just use up your stuff a little bit there to try to chase Larry down at the end. But say take us through your race though.
Man, when you talked about the race, I mean, in practice, I thought I was barely going to get out of a top 10. That first long run happened, and I was actually shocked. I'd complained all practice long I couldn't save tires. And then finally, I started running that lead pack down, and I said, I can't believe this. I'm actually running them down. I just got through pit stops as we got stretched out over that long run. Luckily, the caution came out when it did. I was probably 3 or 4 laps away from trying to pit strategy there. Re-racked us up. I just got a good restart behind Larry and just he pulled away a little bit. I tried to save a little tire and it looked like I was able to save more than he did, just a hair, but it just wasn't enough. I knew if I got side by side on the outside, I wasn't going to be able to pull it off. So I knew I needed to stay behind him on the last lap and see if I couldn't just get a run under him. And I knew turn 3 and 4, I was getting better runs. So I tried to get in there and I told him over the radio that I was so tempted to give him a little bit more of a bump. But with him being a good buddy of mine and a teammate, I just kind of left it at that and just tried to get back to the line and finish second.
I'll say, well, I mean, I'll say you let them know you were there, and I'll say that you definitely gave it all you had there. I'll say that was a really good run, really good race in there. It was fun to watch you go after it. But I say I want to give you any opportunity here to any thanks and shouts you'd like to give for your run tonight, though.
I just once again some of my buddies I run with here, Larry, obviously, we got Levi Cox, Brandon, a few other guys just in our channel here. We kind of just run together, kind of practiced group practice in the practice session, kind of went out together in groups of 4 and kind of run some laps, and we all just tried to work together on the restart. So just shout out to them guys, and man, maybe next.
Yeah, so it's only a matter of time. And so you've had a lot of good runs here, and that's really all it boils down to. You put yourself in position. One of these days, you'll get yours too. So, again, really good run there. Say just one position short, but I say definitely nothing to hang your head on. So really good run there tonight, Maxwell. Look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thank you very much. At least after last week getting wrecked on the last lap, I was able to finish this one. So proud of that.
Yeah, so there's always a silver lining, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's the silver line. I finished. That's all I could ask for.
Sounds good. All right. Actually, I found Chad Wilkes. I just didn't see him there. So I went in the wrong order here. But say pulling up here the third place finisher, Chad Wilkes, in that 121 car. So you had a really good run there as well. Just seemed like those front two were just able to kind of sneak away from you. And then you had your hands full with Ryan Kelly there on those closing laps.
Yeah, I tried to save my tires there at the end, and I probably saved them a little bit too long. I probably should have just went with them off the get go. I didn't have a great restart, um, but yeah, I mean we were all right there together for most of the race, so I'm happy with how it turned out.
Did you have any kind of strategy for what you were aiming for, like just trying to save your tires, then go after that when towards the end when tires were starting to matter? Because you could see the bottom line was where you had to be, especially at the beginning. So I'd say, was there any kind of thought like, okay, save that right front, and then once people start burning theirs up, now is your time to go after it?
Yeah, for sure. That second run, I feel like when me and Maxwell came out the pits at the same time, I was able to save mine a little bit more, and I was able to sort of come up and pass them right before that last caution came out. And so I felt like if I could do that again, I might have enough time to get back up there, especially starting on the outside. But obviously, I probably waited a little too long before I really hit it, and there wasn't as much wear on that last run as I was expecting.
Yeah, so I think it was a little bit of a shorter run. I was kind of noticing that too. It's like it wasn't going to be a full fuel run. It's still enough to burn your tires off if you went for it, but still, though, I mean, overall, a really good run for you tonight, getting that third position. And yeah, I just want to make sure give you any chance for opportunity for any thanks and shouts you'd like to give for your run tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to thank everybody for the room. This is only my second week in this league, and it's a lot of fun, and they do a really good job of putting it on. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's the best racing that I've been a part of since I've been on iRacing. So I just thank Area 51 for putting it on.
All right, so I'm sure they'll enjoy hearing that. Saying definitely again, really good run there tonight, and look forward to seeing you up there again in the future.
I appreciate it.
All right, and say we'll grab our winner here in that 67 car of Larry Yingling. Say able to hold off your teammate, get away with a little bit of a bumping attempted run there in 3 and 4, but able to keep it straight and get that checker flag tonight.
I think it was a pretty good race. Nice long runs. It was all about tire saving tonight. I tried a few things early in the race, not for tire saving, but just in case of a late restart, and lost me a lead, but I knew what to do at the end because of that. And I saw Maxwell coming, and I knew it was going to come in the final corner, a little bump, and he did. And he could have gave me a little bit more, but I appreciate it. I remember that.
So is it just not let you know he was there, but say not enough to ruin the finish for you. So yeah, no, like you said, it was a lot of green flag runs there. Saying I was wondering about the pit strategy of I noticed you and a few others ran a lot longer than so those who were kind of splitting into thirds roughly. But you were able to build enough of a gap where, I mean, once you got back on track, I mean, you just set sail, and of course on that second caution, just that was able to trap a bunch of people down. So that definitely worked out for you as well, just with the strategy. Because I think it was there was one driver who was in second who tried to short pin that just wound up burning him. But was that kind of your plan from the get go, to go that like 5-10 laps extra just to make sure that if a caution came out, you didn't kind of get stuck behind it?
Yeah, I wanted to pit when everyone around me started to pit, but I was worried about that caution, and I knew some other people would stay out, and I just thought my best chance to still have a chance at the win was to stay out as long as I can.
Yeah, so I mean, strategy worked obviously. So you had a really fast car, really good runs there, and then able to make it happen at the end. And yeah, just want to give you an opportunity here for any thanks and shouts I'd like to give for your win there tonight.
Definitely my teammates, Maxwell Caldwell, Levi Cox, Cody Cox, Brandon Clark, great pit entry by him, and Ryan Kelly. And thank you for the broadcast.
Yeah, so it's a pleasure to watch. So you guys put on a really good show there tonight. And yeah, so I look forward to catching you guys all next week. So congrats again on your win in that number 67 car. And I'll say and see what you're able to do this next week. Say I think this is now race number 2, so you got what 10 more to go, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right. Well, congrats again, and say I look forward to catching you next week.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so there you have it. So your race winner, Larry Yingling, able to start from the pole and get the win. So I did not mention, unfortunately, but again, able to get that pole award as well. Should make him $10 richer, either towards iRacing or possibly PayPal. So again, congrats to him from winning from the pole. And for myself, Kyle Brooks, on Green White Checkered TV, I want to thank you all for joining us for the Area 51 Cup Series race here at Chicagoland. I hope you guys all have a wonderful evening. Just remember, stay home, stay safe, wash your hands. And yeah, I look forward to talking to you all again soon on Tuesday for the Indy Series. So I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and until next time.